Niantic has revealed everything that is coming to Pokemon Go in the month of February, and we're going to be talking about it in this video. Let's get right into it. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So we gotta talk about February 2026 because this is actually going to be a pretty massive month with a whole bunch of key in-game events. And we're also going to be seeing the return of a couple of legendaries that I do think is going to draw some attention. But of course, when it comes to the rating content, we have, of course, the GO Tour event to look forward to. But let's go over everything that's going to be going on in the month of February, and then afterwards, let me talk about some of the things you will want to pay attention to. The featured Pokemon for the month of February is going to be Dynamax Growlithe, which is going to be making its debut, along with Solgaleo and Lunala. These are going to be Pokemon that will be obtainable during this month, and we'll get more into that later. Now, let's start off by talking about the Dynamax content. So these are going to be the Max Mondays, and of course, the Pokemon that are going to be appearing in Max Battles throughout this month. From February 2nd until February 9th, we're going to have Dynamax Wailmer. From the 9th until the 16th, we're going to have Dynamax Growlithe. And then from the 16th until the 23rd, we're going to have Machop. And then from the 23rd until the end of the month, we're going to have Chansey. Now, let's talk about the 5-star raid bosses for this month. From the 4th until the 16th, we're going to have Dialga in raids, and then from the 4th until the 16th, we're going to have Palkia, and then from the 16th until the 21st, we're going to have Solgaleo, and then from the 21st until March 4th, we're going to have Lunala. And that means for the raid hours, there are going to be the following Pokemon on the specific days. On February 4th and 11th, we're going to have Dialga and Palkia, and then on February 18th, we're going to have Solgaleo, and then on February 25th, we're going to have Lunala. These are actually some really good legendary raid bosses, mainly because they're all incredibly useful, but specifically with Dialga and Palkia, you will want to farm up the candies for them because those candies can be used for the Origin Form adventure effects, specifically Origin Form Dialga's Roar of Time, as well as Origin Form Palkia's Spatial Ren. And then of course with Solgaleo and Lunala, they're both pretty decent Pokemon, but they're also used for the fusion forms of Kyurem. So if you're lacking in any of these, it might be a good chance for you to pick a few of them up. And then coinciding with these legendary raids, we're going to have the following Mega Evolution raids. From February 4th until the 16th, we're going to have Mega Pidgeot, and then from the 16th until the 21st, we're going to have Mega Sableye, and then from the 21st until the 4th of March, we're going to have Mega Absol. I will say these Mega Evolutions are not necessarily that high of a priority, maybe Mega Sableye, but even then, there's going to be better Mega Evolutions for those typings. If anything, these are going to be Pokedex entry Mega Evolutions, so if you're missing any of them, then make sure you pick them up. And then let's talk about all the in-game events, and of course, we're going to have some pretty big ones. On February 1st, which is going to be this Sunday, we're going to have February Community Day, and then from February 3rd until the 8th, we're going to have the Carnival of Flamigo, and then on February 7th, we're going to have the Catch Mastery event, and then from February 10th until the 15th, we're going to have the Valentine's Day event, and then on February 14th, there's actually going to be a Raid Day, and then February 15th, there's going to be a Max Battle Day, and then from the 17th until the 21st, we're going to have the Lunar New Year event. And then, they didn't actually mention this, but there's also a Road to Kalos Tour event, which is going to be from the week leading up to the Kalos Tour Global event, which is going to be from February 28th until March 1st. And then when it comes to Shadow Legendary Raids on the weekend, this is going to be a month where we're going to have Shadow Regigigas. If you want this particular Shadow Legendary Pokemon, just be aware that it will be available in Shadow Legendary Raids on the weekends. And then also with Spotlight Hours, we're going to have Whismur get a Spotlight Hour on February 3rd with a 2x Catch Candy bonus. And then on February 10th, it's going to be featuring Muna with a 2x Catch Experience bonus. And then on February 17th, we're going to have a Spotlight Hour featuring Horsey with a 2x Transfer Candy bonus. And then on February 24th, we're going to have a Spotlight Hour for the Pokemon Totodile with a 2x Catch Stardust bonus. Now, I will say these spotlight hours are not that exciting. I mean, the bonuses are always going to be pretty good, like for example the 2x transfer candy bonus, which could net you a lot of candy specifically for legendaries. Aside from that, there's nothing really much to look forward to when it comes to spotlight hours, so yeah, do keep that in mind. I would say that because the candies are so important for both Dialga and Palkia, specifically for their Origin Form Adventure Effect moves, I would just do a whole bunch of Dialga and Palkia raids, hold on to them, don't transfer them, and then wait until the Horsey Spotlight Hour, and then transfer every single one of them, and you'll double up on the amount of candy that you would get. That's probably the only thing that I would do when it comes to these spotlight hours. Otherwise, I would probably just skip out on them. That's my personal opinion. Alright, so the key thing here is, of course, the Kalos GO Tour event, which is going to be happening at the end of this month. And then, of course, we have the Road to Kalos event, which is going to be the lead up. And that event is definitely going to be full of great stuff. I mean, we're going to have a whole bunch of legendaries from previous GO Tour events, and they're going to have special backgrounds as well. So it's definitely going to be a very busy week. And then, of course, we have Pokémon GO Tour Global, which is likely going to be a massive event with a lot of great features. So that's definitely one to look forward to at the end of this month. But leading up to that, we also have a whole bunch of legendaries that are making their return, specifically Solgaleo and Lunala. Those are definitely going to be high priority, not only because both of them are pretty good Pokemon individually, but they are important for the fusion forms of Kyurem, and those are incredibly powerful. So yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty decent month. I think there's just a lot of really great content in store for us, and in general, I think it's going to be one of those months where we're going to be incredibly busy. But that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this month's content down below. What is something that you are looking forward to? Are you excited and ready for the Kalos GO Tour event? Definitely share those thoughts in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to support my channel, the best way you could do that is hitting the like button on this video, and make sure you subscribe if it's your first time here, and turn on that notification bell. And also check out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page, and if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, that is the way you could do that. I add all of my Patreon members, so yeah, make sure you go and check that out. And also my Etsy store, which is also down below. I'm creating a whole bunch of merch for anime and K-pop, so if those are things that are interesting to you, then make sure you go and check it out. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video.